quadratic inequalities. So whenever we are graphing quadratic inequalities, or probably whenever we are solving, they go hand in hand. They go very hand in hand. So for example, let's pick up x square minus 7x plus n is greater than 0. Let's say I have to solve this quadratic inequality, right? I'm going to solve this and I then want you to do one for me. What you need to do is just factorize the quadratic the way you normally do. So in this case, I know my product is a positive 10 and my sum is a negative 7. So I need to find a pair of numbers. So can you give me a pair which can give me this result quickly?
-5, -2.
All of you agree to this? Yes?
Yeah.
Negative 5 and negative. Cool. So I say x square minus 5x minus 2x plus 10 greater than 0. X common, x take away 5 minus 2 common, x take away 5 greater than 0. And I get x minus 5, x minus 2 greater than 0. Now, this is where there is a little challenge. When it was, if it was an equal to 0, you know that you can simply apply the null factor law and you can simply say x equals to 5 and x equals to 2. That's the x-intercepts. But the challenge here is, and I'll change the color from here, is this is not an equality, this is an inequality. So what do we do? So the best thing is, using the null factor law, first of all, find the quadratic x-intercept, right? Can you go on mute, please? Try if you
Sorry.
can. Yep. So you create the graph, you create a graph. So x equals to 5, let's say this is 0, and x equals to, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2 and that's 5. And this being a positive coefficient, I know that's my turning point. Oh, sorry, that's my quadratic, right? This is x, that is y. So these are my x-intercepts. Now, let's look at this inequality. So inequality says x minus 5, x minus 2 should be greater than 0. Now we need to highlight a region which should fit into this inequality. I need this inequality to be greater than 0. Which region of the y-axis is greater than 0? Anything that sits above the x-axis is positive for y, and anything that sits under the x-axis is negative for y. So this is a positive y, this is a negative y. I am interested in only that region which is positive for y. This actually means y equals to x minus 5, x minus 2 is greater than 0. So we're talking about the y being positive. Now, where is y positive? And I'll change the color of my pen. Y is positive here. And y is positive here. For x values, up to 2, y is positive here. The moment it goes beyond 2, the quadratic slides into the negative region of y, which I'm not interested. You're getting my point? All of you, thumbs up, right? And on the other side, if you look here as well, this portion is from 5 to positive infinity. So the answer to this inequality is, the solution to this inequality is negative infinity to 2 union 5 to positive infinity. Now I'll change the color of my pen again. And let's say this inequality was, and I write this, let's say this inequality would have been, and probably I'll say this was less than 0. If this would have been the case, then between 2 and 5 is when I am under x-axis. So if this would have been the case, then my solution would have been from 2 to 5. And I'll say x belongs to 2 to 5. Here I will say x belongs to 2 to 5. Is this absolutely clear? When are we going under x? When are we going over x? Now there is another twist to this. Let us say, and I'll sort of slightly go over. If this would have been, I'll change the color of my pen. Maybe this. If this would have been an equal to as well, then this will slightly change more. What will happen is x will belong to, now since an equal to, so I have to include 2 and 5 as well. I'll say 2 comma. Any doubts here? Anyone? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
So what's the difference between seeing? I still understand with the equals to one. When it's greater than equals to, I don't understand that one.
Okay, so the point is, when I say x belongs to 2 comma 5, and I say x belongs to square bracket 2 comma 5, it actually means that in this scenario, I'm including 2 and 5. And in here, I'm excluding 2 and 5. So this scenario will be either for, this scenario will have only greater than or less than symbol, whereas this scenario will have an equal to associated. The moment equal to comes in between the greater than and less than, you need to incorporate, you need to include the x-intercept as well. And that's the only difference. That's how the interval notation is written. Any dramas here? Anyone? All good? All right. Cool. Thanks. Let's quickly do one